up your weeknight dinner with some Indian flair, baked chicken and rice topped with fresh apple chutney.
For the recipe, we go to Kat's Kitchen.
That's right, guys. Today we're making a very versatile condiment. It's inspired by Indian cuisine. It's an apple chutney, which is kind of like an apple sauce, but lots more flavors and spices in there. Where we're going to get started is with our fresh fruits. I have 2 apples and a pear that have been cored and peeled and diced, of course. Those are just going to go down in a non-stick pan. You want to make sure it's non-stick because we're going to get some sugar up in here. To that, we're going to add half a cup of a yellow onion. It's going to add some sweetness, but definitely going to give us some savory flavors. Now I have 1 cinnamon stick that just goes right on in there. 1½ teaspoons of ground clove. This is going to make your house smell absolutely amazing. Then you have 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. That's going to be our pretty much only liquid in there, and it's going to add a lot of extra bitterness and flavor to it. Now we have 1 lemon. You want to roll that out a little bit. First, we're going to take the zest from this. It's going to add a little bit of color and some definite strong flavors. So I have a microplane or a zester that we're just going to roll this across. It's going to take off that outer yellow zest. You want to make sure you're not zesting this all the way down to the white part of it, or it's going to leave a really bitter taste in your mouth. Now that you have most of the zest off of that, you want to juice it, but I'm going to get maximum juice out of this little guy. So we're going to pop him in our microwave for about 15 seconds, and that's going to help get all those juices in there released so we can put it into our chutney. So I'm just going to chop this in half, and then you can either squeeze it straight in, or I like to use one of these fancy things. It gets a lot of the juice out of there and really flattens the lemon. And last but not least, we're going to use some grated ginger, about 1½ to 2 teaspoons. And this is a really daunting looking piece from the produce aisle. How we're going to get into this is we're going to chop off this nubby end here. And then all of this outer skin, kind of the bark around it, we need to scrape that away before we can grate it. So you just grab it with the back of a spoon and push on down. See, it just comes right off. I like to go all the way around about 1/2 inch. There we go. And then I'm just going to grate this straight into my chutney. And to also add to that savoriness, you're going to add about a teaspoon of black pepper. Give it a little bit of spice. And just a pinch of salt. Now we're going to cook this on medium-low heat for about an hour, and we're going to cover it. And when we come back, I'm going to show you the perfect vessel for eating this chutney. You can find this recipe and more at myfoxlubbock.com under the Good Day Lubbock tab. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Kat.
She always makes so many different flavors work together. Interested to see how that turns out.